Eva here, welcome to my channel and welcome to a brand new Sims 4 speed build. In today's video we are doing something that's a bit inspired by spring because you know it is slowly turning to spring here, and I wanted to capture that moment, so I decided to build some really colourful London townhouses. It's been a while since I've done like townhouses, and my London townhouses are like almost 2 months ago now, so I was like, I'm really feeling some more London townhouses, and since I'm surrounded by it because I live here, I obviously wanted to do something that's very much like my home and where I live and what I'm surrounded by. I can really like relate to these kind of houses, and yeah, these colourful houses are everywhere in my neighbourhood. It's very much inspired by my neighbourhood as well. So I went for a very pastel coloured look in terms of the exterior. I really wanted to have those pastel colours come across really nicely, obviously together with the classic traditional London brick as well. So I decided to build these 3 townhouses, and they're a little bit on the narrow side compared to my last townhouses, but to be fair, there are townhouses like this that I took as an inspiration. I will pop a picture that I took of these houses up here so you can see like what inspired me for this style, and yeah, I'm furnishing all 3 again because that's what I do here. I build lots and lots of townhouses and I furnish all of them. We never leave anything empty. So yeah, let's get into it. Obviously, like I said, the inspiration was also spring coming up and everything's starting to bloom here, and London is very famous for its cherry blossom trees in spring because they just bloom in beautiful pink every spring. It's absolutely stunning. So I obviously had to incorporate some of these here as well, and they work well together with the pastel colors of the exteriors as well. So, and what I kind of wanted to do was create a little street at the front again, with some cars being parked there and stuff like that, and then you have the walkway and then the little entrance to the house and like leading up to the steps, because that's very typical here. And I tried to keep as much as possible of these builds in this color on the exterior. So for example, the blue one has obviously the blue wall color, then we have the blue window frames, we have the blue fence, we have the blue stair railings. Everything is kept in blue. The good thing about these window frames is you can add them on top of a window, so they're really kind of a cute little accent detail, and they are from the Berlin set by Felix, so they come in all the same swatches as like all the other build items that I used, because I needed colorful like columns and details and stuff like that, which isn't too easy because, you know, color, especially pastels, aren't like too common with custom content in like build exterior stuff. So yeah, I did my best with the custom content, mostly by Felix. And for example, the fence I tried to keep in the same color as the like exterior color as well. So the blue house has a blue fence, and then the pink house has a pink fence, and so on. And also, I combined this fence with another fence by Jim07. It's the wrought iron fence, which I've been on the hunt for like one that works for London for so long. And I think together with the colonial fence by Felix, they really work well together and create this like classic London fence that I'm so used to seeing around. And I really love the end result of them like being combined. I think it works so well. And I find it so cool how I can now look at this build and like recognize like details that I will pass on my way to work. For example, like I picked up those little details. It's so cute to see it now in The Sims and like come to life in The Sims as well. I really love that. Makes me super happy. That's probably why I built so many like townhouses and things that I can relate to, because it's something that I know and I've experienced or I see every day. So I mean, hopefully even if you are not from England or you don't experience these things or you don't have these outside your doorstep, then I really hope you still enjoy them, and enjoy seeing them come together and stuff. And yeah, I really hope you like this build and like how it turns out in the end as well. And if you do, then please leave a like and also subscribe if you haven't already, because that really supports creators on YouTube, and the support of everybody really means a lot to me. So yeah, thank you. But now let's get into the interior, because so there's 3 different interior styles that I went for. The first one is more like on the like my classic like favorite color combination, which is beige, white and black, and that's like my go-to color scheme that I absolutely adore. So I really wanted to create one of the townhouses just in the style that I'm most like comfortable with and that I just personally find most aesthetically pleasing. And because these are London townhouses, I tried to incorporate a lot of fireplaces as well, because fireplaces are very common in London, and like in old London buildings especially. Obviously often they get taken out and like blocked off because they're really old, but in The Sims we can just pretend that either they're real or they're decorative, and I just really like the look of fireplaces. I think they make a house so cozy, and especially a townhouse, which is usually rather long and not very wide, it kind of creates a little bit of depth on these like long walls. And yeah, in that first townhouse I went for the Bellini sofa, which I love, love, love. I think it's so cool. I don't know how comfy it is, but it looks really cool. And then in the kitchen I went for the new Octave set by Harry, which is a brand new kitchen set that released like last Friday, I think, and it's really, really cool, so pretty. Like I love kitchens, so new kitchen items are always a win for me, and this one is stunning. It comes with like a really cool like metal surface as well as wooden surfaces, and I did use a metal swatch in one of the later townhouses, but for here I went for the wooden counters, and it's just so cool because you have built-in ovens and like coffee machines. Really, really cool. I've been wanting those forever, ever. I love built-in ovens so much, and it's so clever because there's one that's like real that you can slot on the top slot of that like cupboard, and then there's one that's decorative that you can put on the underneath, so then your Sims don't get confused and only use the bottom one. But yeah, definitely really, really cool, and it's something that we needed so much in The Sims, so I'm happy to explore this kitchen. Also, like the islands are really, really cool. You can create so many cool things, and it's really versatile as well, I think, because I did use it in the office as well, as you'll see in a sec. Yeah, and then in the bedroom I used the Harlock set by Felix and Harry to create a really cool headboard behind the bed, because that pack comes with really cool like headboard pieces, and I always struggle with like beds and bed frames. I don't know why, but maybe I need more beds and like bed frames like that in the game, just because they like are a bit of a statement moment when you look into the room and you see like that cool headboard. I really loved it, and I cluttered it with like books and plants and stuff like that, so it's kind of a shelf at the same time. In general, I think that first townhouse is very much styled in comparison to the others, or at least like the second one. The second one is a bit more homely. But yeah, let's move on because there's a cute little nursery in this build as well. It's a really, really adorable kind of style that's very, very London and very like townhousey. I went for such a cute vibe in there because I used some wallpaper to kind of create a little bit of contrast in the room, and then a little cute shelf moment with lots and lots of toys and books and all sorts on it, and then the big canopy obviously with the crib, which is by 6MCC. It's like the cutest crib ever. I love it so much. And then, like I said, the first townhouse has another bathroom, which I went for a very like London style as well, and then a office for like an architect using the Berlin set by Felix, because that comes with office items and like architecture inspired office items. And then again the Octave kitchen by Harry, to kind of create a kind of working counter in a way, and then a really cool sculptural bookshelf moment by my Shuno-san. So yeah, that's townhouse number 1, and I really hope you like that. But in townhouse number 2, I went for a pop of colour, and because obviously on the exterior we went for pastels and like really cute spring vibes, I thought we'd bring some pastel colours into the interior as well. So in that second townhouse I went for baby blue combined with light brown wood, like really, really light brown wood and white, because I think that matches really well and looks really cute but classy at the same time. And it's interesting because the light brown wood is actually a very light and I'd say like cool brown, and the blue is very cool as well, but somehow together they don't feel too cool in my opinion. So yeah, I really like how inviting and like, I don't know, like homely this one feels. The second townhouse is more like I said, a home, less like staged and like perfect and pristine, and the whole layout of the living room and kitchen also is supposed to reflect that. So we have like a cute little dining area at the front with the bay windows, and then straight onto the kitchen, like a little cute kitchen with a cute island, which is by my Shuno-san as well. It's the new kitchen set, and it's so beautiful because it's like a terrazzo vibe counter with waterfall counters to die for. So I obviously had to experiment with that as well. Didn't go for a full terrazzo look because I feel like that would have been too much and like would have made that a bit look a bit too busy. But I did use it for the accent island kind of. I really like how it looks. It's really cool, and combined with the light brown wood underneath, it really is quite versatile, to be honest. And it picks up that blue that I used, like this little faint light blue, really well. And I did create a patio here as well, but I did keep this in pink to kind of match with the exterior color because that one is the pink townhouse. So yeah, it's really, really cute and really like playful. I really enjoyed that one, I think, the most out of all the like exterior gardens. It's such a cute little vibe and looks kind of like picture perfect in a way, with some cute like umbrellas and sun loungers, a little sofa area and a cute little picnic table, which is also by my Townhouse, and I love the swatches of that one so much. And then in the bedroom, I kind of wanted to pull the baby blue throughout the entire kind of space, but not like overwhelm it too much. And so there's a lot of beige and whites in this as well, and there's a little vanity in the corner, and then there's a huge walk-in wardrobe for which I used the Lavish set by Charlie Pancakes, and I stuck to pastel blue and colors like that as well for the clothing because it's just, you know, even though it's probably very unlikely that you just wear white, black and baby blue if you lived in a pastel colored house, I just, for the aesthetics, went for colours that match with the rest of the interior. But yeah, I love that Lavish set to death. It's such a beautiful set, and you can create really cool walk-in wardrobes with this that's just couldn't be done before, to be honest. I'm so happy about this. And I think it also all kind of goes full circle because the first time I used that Lavish set was the first time I did my London townhouses. So yeah, here it is again, and I still absolutely love it and I'm obsessed. But there's also a kids room in this house, and then there's the bathroom upstairs along with the kids room. And in the kids room I went for the light blue wallpaper from the Tiny Travelers set by Felix and Harry, which is like clouds in the sky. It's so dreamy, and I did use it quite recently in my dreamy apartment as well, and I thought it would be perfect to use here and like tie in that light blue. And it's so cute along with like all the wooden accents. I think it just really pops in a way without being like too gender specific or anything. I think it's a really cute kids room. Then in the bathroom in that building, I went for a terrazzo moment, but with the tiles by Harry from their Brutalist set, because that comes with like wall shelves that are really cool, also in terrazzo style, and they were kind of like light bluish, so I wanted to tie that color in this way, and I really like it. It's really cool. It's a very long bathroom, which is quite weird to furnish sometimes, but yeah, I tried my best with some cool sinks, also from the Brutalist set. And then I went for a really warm, like brown / bronze kind of color for the taps and appliances and everything. And I think it really ties in well and makes the room a bit more warm rather than just really cold from all the light blue. Now let's move on to the third and final townhouse, which I think together with the first one is like tied for my favorite, just because I love the layout of this townhouse as well as the color, because here I went for a really cool terracotta because that's just my go-to like warm earthy color that I would use if I were to use color a lot more. And I really love like earthy colors, so together with black details and white details as well, it pops so well, and it looks so gorgeous and like, I don't know, really elegant but like cozy and homely and warm at the same time. I really love that, and it wouldn't be me if I didn't put black details everywhere. So I love the black and the terracotta so much, and especially like there's this rug from Felix and Harry from the Organic set that just picks up all three colors so well that I was like, I need this kind of color scheme throughout the entire house, and that's pretty much what I did. And what I said about the layout here is because this house is one tile narrower than the other two, it is a bit more cozy because there is no corridor. So when you enter the house, you get directly into the living space. It's a very open living space, because I didn't want to close off too much with a huge corridor, and then, you know, the stairs can just fit in the room like they do when there's an open floor plan, and I don't really need the corridor there too much. So I just went for this open plan kind of moment. And also there is a really cool modern extension at the back where there's the dining room. So it's really like a big glass box at the back where you can sit and relax, enjoy the morning sun, and it's just really, really dreamy. And like I said, the layout of it is really cool. It's like you come in, there's the living room, then you have the kitchen, and then you have the dining room at the back. I find it really, really cool layout. And in the living room, I went for the sofa from the Shop the Look set by Harry, which I don't think I've ever used it before, but I really, really like how it looks, and I really like the style of it. So I was like, yes, this fits in here really well. Draped a lot of pillows on it, and then used also some armchairs from the Shop the Look set because they just really work well together, even though they're like slightly different, they're not the same, but I feel like that creates some kind of interesting kind of focal point when you look at the living room. It's not like all samey. And yeah, and then in the kitchen, I obviously wanted to use the new Octave set by Harry again, so I went for the metal color swatch, and I really, really like how it looks. I think it's such a vibe and such a statement kitchen to have this really cool terracotta metal looking at you, but I didn't want it to feel overloaded and like too much, so I did combine it with a wooden island, which is by Pierre Sim, and I think it just vibes so well together because it's a fully wooden island. It's not like there's no stone, so it doesn't take away from the metal too much, but kind of enhances the terracotta metal and kind of warms it up at the same time so it doesn't look too cold. Yeah, I really love it. And honestly, there's a new hob and a new sink as well coming with this new set, and I will probably use them a lot because with sinks I've been using mostly the brownstone kitchen sink, and I'm over the moon about this sink. It's probably still my favorite sink, but it's good to switch it up every now and then and use different objects. But to be fair, with CC it never gets boring because there's so many like new releases and drops by so many different creators that it's just really fun to experiment with new items all the time and try and add them into your existing style with the existing items that you have. And then we also have a kids bedroom in this building, and I went for a cute little swan wallpaper by Felix in a really cool like burnt orange color. It's so cool, and I did use it before in the like original swatch. I think it's like a green, but now I was like bold enough to use the orange and go for full-on orange since the rest of the house is themed with terracotta as well, so I was like, might as well do that. And I really love the result. It's a huge kids room, way too big for any kid, but I did try and make the most of the space. So when you come in, there's a little crib, and then in the corner is a nappy changing table with lots of shelves and cupboards and all that stuff. And then in the other corner is like a play area with a huge canopy again, and like pillows and cute little comfy corner to read books and lounge in. And then we also have another office in this building, but that is pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and seeing like a little bit of color here and there, although I'd say it's a lot of color for my usual style. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed watching today's video. Like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you again next week with a brand new Sims 4 speed build. Bye!